Hello and welcome to another Let's Play of ARA History Untold. There has been a hot fix which fixed an issue that we had in the last when we played Egypt and Nefertiti. So there was an issue with the culture quality of life. This has been fixed actually, so I assume that it was a bug. But we are not going to play Egypt again. So instead we are going to dive into Alexander the Great here. Not the Greek, but he's also Greek. Alexander the Greek, yeah. And I want to showcase how super strong Hammer and Anvil is. You get plus 50 to all quality of life stats in your city, which means more growth, more knowledge, more culture, more everything. You also get plus 4 production to your non-capital cities while at city cap. So that means if you get to 3 cities early on and then 4th in Bronze Age, you have this massive boost to all your cities. And if that's not enough, you also get the Hoplites early on, which is a good unit. You get aggressive for surprise wars. You get plus 1 force speed, which is also applicable to scouts. You have discipline, okay, and rush, which is also nice because it gives you even more production to your cities if you are in a golden age, which means you can finish stuff faster. We're also going again into Grand Duke again, of course. And now let's dive in. So what we want to do to use Hammer and Anvil is to rush the city cap as quickly as possible. So we have to get 2 settlers out. You start with 100 food, you need 125 for the first. And then you need another 125 to get the second settler. And that's the main difficulty in rushing this, is to get the second 125 food. So we're going to jump right in, and then we have to look around at our starting situation. So we go scout, as usual. And we do see that we have a cougar here, which we're going to hunt. That's going to get us plus 10 food. So that's exactly what we want to do. We want to find these kind of rewards here and hunts. Of course, also these resource caches, because there could be food in there, which is usually one of the worst rewards that you can get. But who knows? We're going animal husbandry as well. So now we can see a path. Basically, we go here, 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 and then probably here. And that should be enough for our second, for first settler already. So we see here now that we get plus 11 because this one will get us plus 10 next turn. And then we are already at 113 here. There we go. Now we can plug in the feast as well. We got one here, but also our thingy has finished one. And now in 3 turns we would get the next... 3 turns we would have enough food. And 3 turns we could also consider rushing the scout out, but only if we find, for example, extra gold. And let's see here, there are mountains to the west. So sadly we didn't find anything yet in regards to special resources. However, we see that there is a river to the south. And as rivers will provide with extra yields on these tiles, we'll probably go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a good tile actually to expand into as well. As soon as our city grows. Yeah, this is really good loot, but not what will rush us to... Actually, we take the wolf here first. So 1 more turn. Do we want to rush it though? Yeah, we do. We rush that out, so now we can take the settler. And our scar... Ooh, interesting. So we can get syrup here. That's actually quite useful. But integrating marathon will be taking time, so I'm not sure. But we're going to use our +1 movement thingy here to get into the fog of war. And now we just continue forward here. We're going to push the settler out. Probably settle south somewhere. Maybe here in one of these tiles in these 2. We're going to check them out over time, but I'm going to skip some turns here to see how we can get 2 more food now, which we need for the second settler here. So we want to rush this one out. Money will not be a problem. The problem is food. So what we need to consider also is now where to... Ooh, this is plus 10 each. So let's first get these rewards going. Interesting, there is corn here. That might also be an interesting direction. But now we do have a claim. Based on the resource yields, we would like to go here probably. This one is also nice. This one is also nice. 5 building slots. It's the same between these two. Let's go here because then we also know what is to the southeast. And yep. So we continue looting and push out the settler, and then we want to go into this next settler as soon as we can. Okay, a few turns have passed. We have revealed quite some stuff to the north. There are some things like cows and corn. We're also hunting down loot here, and then we go home to heal and hunt. Meanwhile, we have settled southward here to go after the spices and the cocoa, and then we found out later that there is a lot more cocoa here. And there are also llamas here, which is also interesting. So I'm currently leaning towards the third city also down here because we can make syrup here, and syrup can be used to craft festivals, the feast, and the gourmet meal. So we can save up a lot of resources here by having access to this syrup, and later we can make food oil and stuff from this. But more importantly, what we just got is an event for Marathon here. We could push the relations up here. Alternatively, we could get 10 soap from them. Soap is something we are going to get with germ theory or alchemy. So this is very, very far away right now. It cost us 1 loyalty there, or relationship there. We're going to take this because we want the miracle paste. However, this means that they're probably going to go to war with us now, which might be a problem. I'm not 100% sure what this will entail for us. Maybe we get another event so we can pull them up again. Else we have to destroy them with our first army. But then that will get us prestige as well. Meanwhile, we have gone up to 74 food, rising 7 per month currently. Could be better, but we are working on it. Meanwhile, our first workshop is going to finish soon. I'm not going to speed it up though. Or do we? 1, 2, 3. No, I only want to have 1 workshop here. But the alternative would be to get started on a spearman, of course. It might be an option. Actually, let's do it like this. Yes. And so we do have now a crafter. We're going to get an event in a second where we get baskets and tools. But I'm going to still set this one up. So let's do it. Actually, we can also queue up the like 2 plows, for example. But we would use cattle. And nothing. No. Yeah. So now we want to hunt here because there's a lot of extra food. We're already hunting the thing here and the leopard here. I think this will get us further and not additional food. But that's something we are going to take now. And then we're going to heal up this one and then send him probably also south to hunt here. And see that we can probably get this third city down. Maybe even in this tile here. Or adjacent to them, depending on how it looks like. And that's going to be our 3 third cities here. First 3. Okay, here we are now. The third settler is planting down its new city here now. And from now on, we will see the benefits of Emma and Ankle, or whatever that was, how it was named. Are we going to do a dwelling here? We need food though. And we need materials. Maybe I should have settled on the copper, but that was only 3 building slots, so I didn't like that. Now I think we're going to do the dwelling here. So now we have to set up this guy here. Going to use spices here, so this one will probably go idle now, which is totally okay. And actually we can finally find someone here, so we're going to get the notification that we found a neighbor here. And so we do have these cities down. This is very agriculturally focused. We have 1 copper deposit available, but we do not have stone deposits in any way. We're just going, or limestone. which is going to be a problem long term. We have to see if we can find someone or something anywhere, and that would be critical. So now we have to save up again for 125 food to get the 4th settler out. But that's still a bit away, because we are going to delay the bronze working as much as we can. We're going to take everything what we can. Definitely grain storage for the building, because we are so agriculturally focused here. And we also take this cougar here. So now this city here will expand southeast here to get the cinnamon here as well. And also the llama, which is quite useful because we can use the wool and the llamas itself to use that in fabric. And this one will get the copper first and then later the cocoa here. So as soon as this one grows. So these cities will provide us with stuff that we can use. So already from here, we can see a production path that we are going to follow. And that's going to be relatively straightforward. We want to go into weaving, because we do have a llama here, which is going to get us wool and llamas itself. And we could potentially also buy our way here to get the 2nd llama here as well. Then maybe we can do something with the 4th city. We don't know what is here, so maybe there's something else which also points into the direction of going weaving in the end. So what we want to do here is get the weaving relatively early. I mean, we want it anyway for the furniture, but then we can get going on the weaver here. The weaver has the benefit that it really works well with the altar in the same province. So what we want to do is have a workshop, then we build an altar in there for the religious building. And then if we do the weavings, the weaver here, which gets plus 50% production if there is a religion improvement in there, which we're going to have with the altar. So we're going to do this kind of combination: workshop, altar, double weaver, somewhere in the capital. And then what we're also going to do, because we do have all these spices and syrups here relatively soonish, is that we also use the technology for sacred rites, which is going to get us the festival, which we can again boost with spices and syrups. So we can save up resources here to make these. What we don't have yet is tea leaves or anything like this, but I think we might, maybe we find some. So that would be a good thing for a 4th city. So we want ideally more copper, a limestone, sheep, or something like tea leaves or the herbs. So that's what we want to do now. So I'm going to push forward here, and hopefully we can find something like this. Currently we are healing our scouts mostly due to the fact that we have been hunting a lot, and we still need to hunt a lot for the 125 food that we want here. Right, and I completely forgot to talk about the feature from the Alexander the Great. We now have 3 cities, so we are at our city cap, and now our capital gets plus 50 on everything. We see now that our city jumped to almost everywhere 100. We have minus 10 security from an event, from the Forest Fort event, which you always get. You can either get minus 10 happiness or minus 10 security. Because we are not going for an early war, we can afford security here. The main problem now is that we don't have a dwelling here, so we need to get this one going as quickly as possible, even faster than the apothecary here. So we have to get started on this one and buy it out immediately, because we really don't want to. Oh no, we would go to 4 first, not to 5. I was greedy. So like this. Yeah, it still grows. We should have bought the apothecary though, so that we don't drop to 95. So we lose 1 turn, but that's fine, I guess. And now we wait for 125 food here. Also got a new claim. I'm not 100% sure in which direction we actually want to go. Maybe we want the corn here, but I also want to have regions with high building slots. So for example, we do need a timber region where we can make wood, because the other cities will be busy making farms. So probably we take Heraclea here. And we also go into the baskets here to get even more production now. So plus 30 production by now is really, really strong. You go to the llamas here, of course. And so we are going to expand further. And this is now going to skyrocket us in whatever we want to do. We go here, clean this one up. Yep. So now we can see we are back to 100% because we made one herbalist here. No, apothecary, not herbalist. And now we go into the dwelling. This music is super annoying in the Stone Age. And we don't have anything here for the herbal medicine, but we don't need it anyway. So this is just for the city stats that we want. So you're going to hunt this wolf down. And you're going to hunt the crocodile here. See what else is here. And yeah, now we do have 19 science output suddenly, which is really good. We also have 28 money income, which is really nice. And now we are going to wait for the 125 food, and then we're probably going to buy with the gold that we are currently accumulating. We're going to buy the settler as soon as possible. But the question is, where do we put him? So I think actually that we go here next so that we can scout what is here around the mountains. And this one here will go north first so that we can see what is here. So the fourth city will either be here next to the cows, or maybe here in the northeast, depending on what is there. So we have our fourth settler actually on the way here to the west, where we found cotton, sheep, and even copper here, plus the saffron. So this is a really, really good region here. But we also have an opportunity here, which is we can get a culture trade. And we either have to decide between plus 10 happiness in all cities, or we do another city cap. And actually I'm going to take the frontier conquerors here. So we're going to push out another settler as soon as we can. Which means we want to store up even more food if we can now. This is going to get not that easy, actually. So we immediately got this and dropped down in our happiness. Oh, there's someone to the north, so this is good. And we are going to settle this. The fifth city we are going to settle here. So this one has to hurry 2-3 turns in lower fulfillment values here now, which is a bit annoying, but should be fine there. And we have to get 125 food, which is probably the biggest hurdle here. And these ones are making dwellings, which we need. Yeah, it's not perfect, but we do have to survive with that what we got here. And we could consider, do we have something which gives us food here? Did we find something? No, we didn't, sadly. And so we are going to get all of this and push and rush for the fifth city as soon as possible here now. Ooh, there's even gold here. So this region has got even juicier now. We don't even have enough claims to cover all this. We maybe want to do our fifth city over here and not here, because I was considering to do the fifth city. We could feed the copper to the city down here and not go for the vanilla here this early. And then, because we don't need it that early. And then maybe a sixth city down here for the elephants and the 2 coppers down there. So this city is going to go for these deposits here. And this city is going for these regions here. And then this city is just going to expand equally in all directions to get bigger and bigger. So much room to expand into. And we need an army as well. But we are also rushing towards the golden age now. As soon as we have our city stats up again. But this is a lot of options here. So first of all, we do collect this one. Now we go heal first. Yep. +1 wealth.
Sharing grave concerns about raiders.
Yeah, we take this one to get the additional population, which is probably going to settle in Argos here. Okay, you go home to heal. And then you have to hunt somewhere. But yeah, so this is not ideal. But we are still a few turns away from the next from the Bronze Age. So this is all good for the moment. It's not ideal with the city stats here. So, but we are now up to 100 again here. So that's okay. It's okay. Not great, but okay. And I think we're going to take this one next so that we have 5 city that we can make there. And here we are going to actually go for the cotton first. Also get a feast. And you also do the same here with the spices. And now we have a... Oh, we don't have that much of an income, sadly. I go heal. Okay. Now the question is what can we do with our money here? We also want to put the first expert here into the Great Hearth, because it's going to get us +5 research, a bit of city production, and then of course better craft speed, which is also useful. Now we could consider, do we want to maybe get something like an additional farm going for 200? So that we get a bit more food, so that maybe saves us 1 or 2 turns here. Potentially. And yeah, we are the fifth city. Okay, someone is coming from the south, so the plans for a 6th city here are very dangerous, but I think we definitely want to settle here for the 5th. This one is going to be very busy collecting all of these resources up, so this is fine, and then we can go as much southwest as we can. That's a really great start, I have to say. We are just a bit short on materials, which hopefully this mine will fix, so we can probably put another stone pit here. Oh no, it's terrible. No. This has only 1 base output, so forget about this. We have to go in this direction here. The gold has 3. So we want to rush to the gold here with the claims that we get for Imbros. Yeah, this is a rough path here. And now let's push 5 out before we reach the next age, which we are delaying as much as we can. But the next tech is going to be bronze working, so we are out of time, more or less. Yeah, so we have reached the Bronze Age here now. We are going to get 1 city cap. We also get our hoplites here. We're going to talk about in a second. Now we go into Sacred Rites immediately here. And... ooh, what do we do here now? We do have a dwelling. We do have the income from the dwelling. We are going to grow again. So I think we want to have... we don't have the food for the granny. Okay, so we are going to push another farm here. And this one is going to... hey. You're actually going to produce the llama for the moment, because that we can feed in the weaver later. Oh, we get a paragon. We do have already a chief advisor. I don't think we want 5 research per turn currently. It's not really worth it. We could go for the domestic advisor here. We could also pick the masterpiece proficiencies up here, because this one is probably better later. The writer, so let's pick him up and just put this one there. He can do this, right? So, and yeah, books are here in the Great Hearth. Perfect. And heal. Yeah, the settler is under construction. Is going to finish next turn, so our happiness is going to drop, and then we need 1, 2. No, 1, 2. So 3 turns we are going to be lower until we have this one down here. But that should be fine. This one also has at least 2 materials output, this region here. So this is okay-ish. And can we... this one is going to finish up. We need to plug something in here. I forgot about this one. So this one is going to use jewelry. This one is going to upgrade next turn. So now we also need to plug in jewelry here. And we have to pick a region. So we are going to not go into this direction. Instead, we move either for this spice stuff. I think we go for the spices here to double down on that. And the settler is done. And we're going to settle in a relatively unattractive place, but we're going to go here. We don't need to rush these. We don't need to rush those. But this one has 5 building slots. That's okay. It only has 3. And we do have a little bit more space than to the west here. To the southwest. But yeah, and now we are going to... Hey, you're supposed to walk there. What did I just send? No, it was a settler, okay. And we are moving towards the gold here, which is going to be quite useful. There's someone expanding here at the east, which is a problem. Then someone is encroaching from the south. So we are going to be happy on 5 cities for the moment. And then we have to really get an army out. So that's something we should talk about now. The hoplites require require a metal as well. So we do need an archer and a hoplite here. We also want to boost up this farm here because else we are going to go negative on food next. Yeah, because the food's going by 6, so that's fine. Then we do hoplite and then archer. And we do already have... No, we don't have... We traded that one. Okay, so we don't have that one anymore. So we need another hoplite afterwards. The hoplites have 10 strength, are good against their anti-cavalry. And then we also have the swordsman here. So, but I take the hoplites because they have a higher base strength, so we get more prestige for it. So this one will be an army, and then we can consider to maybe put out a second army, but we don't have the military, not military, but the materials for this right now. And with the farm here, we are also looking into... we also need another apothecary relatively soon. Which we can't make yet because we need 50 food. So all of this is coming together here. However, what we have to fix and set up here is that we also consume food again. Which I did for a few turns because of the settler demand. And we have to see how we fix this here. Probably we're going to do it like this. So I have to go through some of those here. Use food as well again. And yeah, grain will be available soon as well. And then we set all of this up the same way. No. Yeah, we need to use materials. I don't want to use money for this. But also we are going to switch into other things soon. Yeah, like this for the moment. And this guy here can stay on feast for the time being. Like this, and get us to 10 feast instead. We do have 51 income, which is pretty good. Could be better, but it will get better. And your dwelling is also done. That's good. And we have to check our... Yeah, we have to fix these things here pretty soon. We also need more workshops here pretty soonish. So that's a question if you maybe want to drop another workshop somewhere else. Or do we have the capacity in the capital to do more stuff? So we are going to save up and buy a claim here. I think I'm actually going to buy the gold immediately here. Because that's going to be quite useful. Especially because we get +3 material income from there. And you need to heal. So yeah, now we are going to pretty much in a second see how our economy is going to go through the roof now. We are going to build the hoplite. We are going to push out this army now. We are currently losing, not losing, but our income went a lot down because we are crafting jewelry now. But that's fine. So you're going... Hey, you were supposed to settle here. Maybe I didn't set that up properly. There we go. City is idle. Now we are back at the cap again. And we do a dwelling here first, and of course a feast here. And also the standard feast here. But we're going to use spices as usual. Do we use spices here as well? Yep, but we should also use food here. And also we got the gold, which is going to be the stone pit that we're going to make immediately. And we're going to buy this as soon as we can. But for now, this is the situation here. We can also queue up the 2 farms here already. Just to get this going as well. And now let's check our cities here. We do have 100 everywhere again. We need to get another apothecary down as soon as we can before we jump to size 6 city here. We also have to consider what kind of amenities we want to use. The next one will be done at 6. But we're also going to get the festival. So we are going to probably switch the production here in the Great Hearth to festivals then. And boost our cities that way further. What do we have here? Oh yeah, that's nice because then we can integrate them as well. Yeah, so I think we had a really, really good start here. What I want to point out here is now that we have 38 production here. That's a lot. Let's push the hoplite out. And we even have 16 production here because we get +4 from hammer and anvil. So this is really good. And also we are going to hit a global age, yeah, a golden age in a few turns. Which is also going to be helping a lot here. Yep, we take the positive relations here. Actually, we could try to get a trade agreement. And yeah, so we are going to keep pushing that army out. Got the tech now, which means we need to drop the altar in the province where we are going to make the 2 weavers that we want. So this will be here. So we put the altar here, and then the 2 weavers or 3 weavers even will be over there as well. However, we still need a lot more workshops now. Really a lot more workshops. We also need armies, so we have a lot of stuff that we need. That's not gonna be that easy. So we are going to go out of the feast here probably soonish. We can actually put this to like 10, but we are going to put that on the lowest priority now. So festival will be the highest priority from here on now. We are going to use fabric, which we don't have yet. We are going to use food, which we don't really have either. And we are going to use spices here. So this means we are going to get 1 festival every 5 turns, but the festival I think is for 10 turns. Yes. So we have to fix our food issue now, quickly. Which we can by getting the first festival out. But also by getting our granaries out, which could get us the food something. Grain dole, whatever I think it's called or whatever. We didn't have food to make a granary yet. Yeah, this is getting complicated. And yeah, agreement declined. Okay. Tribe has joined at Amphipolis. That's rare. Oh, over here. That's actually useful. So this city is going to get boosted up very much by that. And yeah, how do we do this now? First of all, we need the army. Then we do want the religion. This is even more important. Health is currently 10, 50, 100. Yeah, we need another apothecary next. So this also has to happen. Which means that we cannot do the festival currently here in the capacity that we want to. We also don't have bread, cured meat, biscuits, or salted fish. So we are going to leave it empty for the moment until we have a solution for this. Yeah. So now let's push forward here, get the army out, and get into the global age again, yeah, golden age, and see what that will result into. A new claim, and we go here, and then into the copper. We're going to delay the second claim here. Golden age begins. We have 8 turns, so that's going to get us another +4 production. So we see here now that we have 46 production. Because the rush that we have is a base value, more or less. And then the happiness value gets applied to it. So it's actually a +8. So this is really, really, really much. And we are going to just buy this one for 50 so that we have our army done, can deploy this, and also have therefore a little bit of a stick that we can threaten with. And actually I'm going to take out the Marathon tribe here because we don't need it. It's just threatening to be here. So we get a little bit of extra prestige from there. Now, prestige, where are we? Probably behind. Yes, we are almost 500 points behind. That's okay though. I'm not worried about this because we already have 5 cities. We could go to 6 easily. We could still rush it down here, but we already see the borders here. So the only valid city location would probably be here or here. So wait a second, this one is a 3021, that's not great. 2021 is also not great, but it has the limestone that we need. So I'm not sure if you really want to push a 6 down here. We could also push it up here. There's still a lot of free room here. So for example, we could go here or here for a 6, potentially. I'm not sure. Alternatively, we prepare 3 armies and visit one of our neighbors for a 6th city. But we don't really scout it a lot yet. We are still hunting our territory for extra food. When that is done, we can explore how our neighbors look like. For example, this one looks tempting here because it's relatively alone, but also this looks like a choke point which we could exploit because we know that there is a next neighbor to the southwest already. And yeah, let's push it here. Push, push, push forward more, and next more steps. So we have progressed a little bit. We just founded a religion. Of course, we founded Hellenism. Sadly, we lost the scout in between. That's of course annoying. But now we can go into our first religious verse here. Profits, paragons, spawn chance, or harvest production in all cities. This is quite nice, I think, but I want to get the paragon spawn chance because paragons means we can do masterworks. We just got rid of the tribe here, apparently. Our golden age ended. And we have our first weaver. We are going to buy the second one immediately and continue like this. We have a bit of a production chain here that we are going to set up. So 2 workshops, 2 logging camps. And then we continue on the provinces that we currently have. So for example, we're going to put another farm down there to get more food income. We currently have -26 because of all the festivals that we are crafting, which is of course a problem. But most importantly now, the weaver here. We do need wheels at the weaver. We also need loom. And then later gears. What we are going to make here though is going to be fabrics, for which we exactly need the llamas that we collect in the south. And we can use the wool here. We don't really have silk here, but we can use it when we have it available. And this one will also then speed up the festival creation here, because we can feed the fabric into the festival. And of course we do have +50% from the weaver bonus, the religious building bonus here, which is massive. I'm actually holding back on the 3rd weaver, because if we can maybe get another religious building relatively soon, I'm not sure, I have to check the tech tree, then this would also help. Which we could put there, actually. I'm not going to change government there, because we could go to theocracy, but that would pull our city cap up. We are not interested in that. That's the problem here. Even though we do get nice bonuses here, but we don't have a policy. But I'm actually considering to instead go into Empire next to see what kind of values we get there as a government here. So we are buying basically every turn now, building in our capital here just to push that production further up and get our production chains going. So that's the next river here. Yeah, we can't buy the workshop currently. We don't have the wealth, but there's a new claim. That was the one here. Where do we go next? We could get more wool here. I think we should. We also want the flowers, but I think the wool chain is more important currently. Because this is what we want to... Actually, let's... Nah, we shouldn't burn our... We shouldn't burn our fur that we currently have. I'm not sure, what is tunic doing? Not sure if we need tunic currently, so let's stay out of this. If we get to 10 fabric, we should start making rope here as well. And this is of course also super useful. So we are going to do like 12 rope here. And the other one here as well will do baskets instead, if they ever run idle. So like 12 here, and then let's see what else we can do. So these two are now operational. Now we go into the workshops, then into the wood increase, because our income is going down from the crafting that we're doing. And also this will increase our production here in the city even further. Why did we go down? Not sure. Didn't we hit 46 or 48 or something? I don't know. Ah, because the Golden Age ended. We had the +4 from the Golden Age. So this is now gone. And we do have one army which is here going after the barbarians. And actually, if one of the cities runs idle, we are going to put hoplites here into the production queue, which we are going to then deploy in the capital. We try to keep the capital production queue now operational for stuff that we need, because we need to get more production chains going. Another thing we want to maybe build is something like a stable, but probably not in this city. So we wanted to have a watchtower, definitely. There will be a combination of military and science building later on, which we are going to aim for. But the next combination is actually going to be something like, we're going to get this region here maybe. And then we put a new dwelling there, and then we put trade buildings there to get more cash income. That's going to be very critical soon. -3 jewelry.
They tire of ordinary feasts.
Nope. Not going to sacrifice 3 jewelry for this. Yeah, we're still 500 behind, but we are stabilizing currently. So this is the only thing that counts in my eyes. Why is that so long? We have like 10 times the strength here. Oh no, they have multiple troops. Okay, so forget that. Do we actually get prestige for this? Not sure. Yeah, our stats could be better. But we still get +7 for global age, golden ages again. So this is still all good. We should check our cities again for if they are consuming correctly. So for example, what we might maybe want to switch out soon is the feast here into something better, which gets us more population growth, like the grain thingy, which we don't have still, but we don't have grain anyway. But we're going to also switch cities like this one into the festival here, which means that we are going to need less and less feasts in general. So we can't do it yet, I think. Production per turn 0.8, consumption per turn 0.2. Actually, we can. So we can't put this one as well, but we can soon when more of those have finished. So for example, here we also set up a feast production now, a festival production, with the fabric, the food, and then the spices that we are producing en masse. So that's 5 turns per festival, and here we do have 2 turns per. No, sorry, 2 turns. Yeah, still 2 turns. So that's really, 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 really going great. The next aim that I have is, I think, trade goods as a consumable. Oh, we can do something here. Plus 10 health in all cities. Yeah, I think health is better than we have more growth. And also this fixes our demand for another apothecary for a long time. Knowledge we can fix. I know we got from the altar anyway. So all of this is pretty good. We push the workshops out because we have to prepare for iron tools. For this we need a lot more workshops to make them. And let's actually look at the statistics just to see where we are now. So our curve, as you can see here, is going up further now. So we are not exactly yet, but we are close to making the same prestige as the other ones. So what we can see here already is we just need to overtake Boudica. Boudica is making 13, 15, 24, 28, 30 points per turn. And we are currently making 10, 12, 20, 23, 24, 26 currently. This can get better. I think we want to get another army out to have more military power. And then the other things will just improve over time. Population is, of course, something that we are going to skyrocket now. We're already at almost 1,000 growth in our capital itself, which is going to just get more insane because we are at 100 health all the time. And let's see. Yeah, we go to Code of Laws now. To get the monarchy, not empire. Sorry, monarchy here. Just to see how it compares to what we currently have. And people, it's done. Question is, what do we do here now? I'm not sure if we actually need anything. So this is, for example, one of the moments where I might consider to use this city to... How many do we have? We do have 2... I think I want to do... I think I want to do a hoplite double archer army. Why does it cost 405? If we were to do this here... And what's it? The hoplite. If we build a hoplite here... Only 135. Okay, so it scaled off the production that we have finished, probably. That's why. And this one calculates in how much it produces already. 55. And this one will only finish 12, more or less. No, this is not... This is the... Okay, that's a UI bug here. Fine, but I think we still do this. Because we have nothing what we really need to do here currently. No, we don't need to. We are not in a hurry here. But we get another first. Nice. Plus 25 build production towards science, industry triumphs. Science and industry triumphs in your capital. Plus 1% growth in your capital for each region within it. Yeah, this is going to be what we take. Because the capital is what we are good with. So next turn, let's see. Oh, we have the craft done. So we need wheels now. Materials. Leather. Get me. No, we don't need 10. We just need 5. Okay, I'm going to investigate that soon enough here. The chains that we have. You can heal up here. Actually, no, you can take the wool first. So let's see in the next turn where our growth rate is here. What? It went down? Why? Why did it go down? Does that have to do with the food surplus here? What? Can we see the details here? Greek Hellenism plus 6%. Okay, that's nothing. Okay, that wasn't a good pick. Because compared to the 200% from health, this is a terrible idea. So I'm not sure why we actually went down. Who knows? But we went to 7 now. Maybe it had to do with something else here with the... because we got an upgrade, and the upgrade of city level gives a debuff to growth. Yeah, so minus 198, so that's the reason why we lost almost 100 growth now. But I'm not going to complain. So do we go to this direction? I think yes, because we do need a food source for this city as well. So we work in that direction here. Actually, let's not claim this one. Instead we go like here. Yeah, that's a little worse, but we still... Yeah, and here's also the question, what do we want to do? I think I'm also going to do an archer here. So that we can remove an archer here. So, and then the next city... Ooh, okay. We can get irrigation for free. Or we can get trading for free. So we have to definitely going to take trading here. Because trading allows us to get the trading post. Which is massive. The trading post is... here. It generates plus 5 wealth. And that's exactly what I was talking about, that the next claim that we want, this one here, will be where we build our money income for this city. So probably the next claim that we take for 150 will be this tile, because this city here still requires a few turns until it is growing again. Although this is relatively fast, it's not fast enough. So, yeah. And now you can heal. We also want the flowers here. We also want the farm here. So a lot of things we need to do. I'm not sure if we want to buy that kind of stuff currently. Because I want to use my money here on Athens itself. So that we can get our production further up. So, yeah, let me jump a bit forward here until we end the Bronze Age. Well, we have progressed into the Iron Age now, and with that, we are going to see iron itself on the map. By the looks of it, we don't have any. So, we were blessed with a lot of things, but we were not blessed with iron. That's going to make it interesting. Now, from the Iron Age, we already have the one technology trading that we already got. So what we want to do now is we want to get the inn next, because the inn is going to get us 1 bonus wealth per turn for each commerce and culture improvement in this improvement region. So that's going to go well with the trading station thing that we are building. So for example, here in our capital, we are building the trading post here. We are going to build a new dwelling here because we need it soon. And then we built the inn here, which is going to get us plus 3 additional income here. It's not a lot, but it's something. So that's exactly the main reason here. And yeah, so we also got this region here now, because we currently have food problems. So I'm going to build 2 more farms here as well that we are going to push through as soon as we can, because we want to get the 6th city out over here in the north. So I'm currently exploring here. How does it look like? We don't have iron though, so that's going to be something we have to consider. And I'm expanding my Electra city to the southwest here, south rather, to maybe get more copper or the ivory here. And instead, the Argos city here is going to maybe take the sugar here eventually. And all cities are going to focus on the trading post now when they can, just to get more income. Because we need it. We need it really badly. What we also can do now is upgrade our bowman to... our archers to bowmans here. So we don't have enough materials. I knew it. Okay, so we have to... This one is going to finish. We have to push our income up. Not sure where we can get materials easily. We'll probably also have to do this here. So there also has to be a stone pit here. And probably another one here. So that we have a decent income again. Now that we have reached the Iron Age, we actually have to see how we continue working stuff. So lithic tools are now bye-bye. We are not going to make any of those anymore. Furniture we are going to keep up. We do want the metal tools now. Our capacity is going to be, our target is going to be 10. We don't want to use our metal ingots here, so instead we are going to use the few copper that we have. We are going to burn our wood here, not the lithic tools, and we don't have anything in that regard. So we are going to get 1 per turn currently here. And this one is actually making plows with nothing. That's a very bad idea. You can use lithic tools here. Burn them. So we are going to do the same here. Because now we really have to get these tools out of the way. We are running out of copper extremely quickly now. Where's the mine upgrade actually? Is that here? It's in metallurgy. Okay, that's later. It's not yet. Yeah, so we definitely need more copper. We do have it here. We do have more here. Because we don't have iron. That's going to be problematic, to say the least. We also want a loom. I'm not sure where we can make a loom. So where can we do this one? Workshop and Crafting Guild. And it's getting unlocked by textile. Wait a second. Textiles? Iron Age. Okay, so that's something we have to research still. Then we can get the loom to get even more production on our weavers here. And is there another religious building unlocked yet that we could put to the weavers? Else we are going to actually build a third one. In regards to wonders, we are going to need at least 1 wonder here to catch up with the AI. Could be the pyramids here. But I'm leaning towards the Library of Celsus, for example, which is going to get us 175 prestige. But probably, I mean, this is a act goal, so that's nice. The other alternative is, I'm not sure where it was. There was a wonder somewhere. Is it Hanging Gardens? Hanging Gardens is nice as well. Maybe it was here, actually. Yeah, Amphitheater of El Gem. Oh, we are going to need horses. We don't have access to horses. And we still don't have a trade deal, if I remember correctly. Oh, we can... Let's propose an alliance here. And then get a trade deal afterwards. That would be nice. Yeah, that would be really nice. Can we do something about this city so that it grows faster? I don't think so. Because I want the copper tiles here as quickly as possible. Yeah, we do have 2 armies here. So they are... We have 2 armies. The line here and the line we can also upgrade to a bowman here in a second. That's pretty good. Yeah, we need a 6th city. We have to push that out, but we do have food problems like crazy from the crafting of these festivals. But we do have a lot of them stockpiled. Right now, 2 only. Ugh. But we do have a lot of spices, which we can use there. Yeah, 130 spices in reserve. That's a lot. But yeah, let's keep pushing here. If we can maybe get the 6th city out, and we have to get 1 wonder to catch up in prestige. Well, here we are at the end of this episode. In the next, we are going to finish the Act 1 We are just about to enter the Antiquities, so the last part of Act 1. And the situation is as follows currently. So we are still the last run. We're still around 450 points behind Boudica here, which is east of us. And actually, I intend to prepare war. So we are going to upgrade our troops here. I want to get a third army out, and then maybe we can snag one of their cities here before they get city walls. City walls, of course, is going to come online somewhere in the Antiquities. And we are also currently making another batch of settler here to settle here, to then have 7 cities, because we are going to build the palace, which is going to get us another city cap modifier here. And the idea of conquering into Boudica here is because she will get thrown out of the act. If we are fast, we can maybe snag a city. If not, we are going to just settle there. And yeah, everything else, however, is proceeding pretty nicely.
The Antiquities.
So there we go. I want to go into scholarship here to prepare for the Library of Celsus, because that's one of the act goals here. So maybe we can get this. That would be enough to probably get us one rank higher. And now the question is, we are going to take... This would be a good wonder slot actually here. So that would be an option. So before I cut the... Do we want to... Wait a second, I also bought a slot, right? Yes, I bought a slot. I want to buy the other copper here. So that's important. And then you need to make the stone pit there, actually. So you can expand naturally. So do we maybe want to build the Library of Celsus here? I think that's... I do like the idea, because it's a 2-tile slot. Ah, we got that. And here we can get horses. Maybe if they accept that. Syrian Empire has proposed an alliance. We are going to accept this. I'm not even sure where Assyria is though. That's Argentina there. Ah, that's to south of us. That's good. So because we are not going south in any way for currently. So yeah, the biggest problem we face is the lack of materials still. And it's not that easy to get out here. So in a few turns we are going to do this again with the other. And here we're going to continue buying stuff for that purpose here. And I'm not sure how many turns we are going to have left on the Antiquities here. So the... Can we... You see here that's like 7 turns each. Philosophy is 11. Do we... Wait a second. Scholarship gives us a library. The library can make books, and books are necessary for the Library of Celsus. So that's the idea here. Yeah, scholarship it is. And do we still have a scout somewhere that we can use for stuff? Yes, we can. So this guy is going to move over here, and the other scout is over there. Also going to move him there, because we need to scout out the enemy. If we can snag one city, that would be awesome. We do have a little bit of problems in regards to everything else though. Wood is fine, but we lack a bit of money currently. I have to investigate the recipes again where we are using money, but I know that we are using money for a lot of recipes currently. For example, the ceramic pots here, which is due to the fact that we don't have any sculpturing materials here. We could, but however we could, for example, remove that here. I'm not sure, we are not using them currently anywhere. We are just stockpiling them for wonder, potentially. So that would get us a bit more cash again, but we have other recipes where we are using this currently. On the other hand, we do have a lot of things ongoing which are pretty positive. So for example, Argos now has another thing it can use. We could use the Gomemi Hill as well to push that city further. Or we use the trade goods. I think I'm going to use the Gomemi Hill to keep growing. And yeah. Now our capital, of course, is going crazy with 2.7k growth per turn. So the next upgrade here will be at 100k. So in less than 10 turns, we are going to expand again. Going to actually get another expert. So that's really nice. Also in more science and so on. And we do have 75 science output currently. Which puts us at statistic research here. So we are relatively far up here. Last turn, the best one had 73. So we are speeding ahead in the research output, and the scholarship here will only increase that further because we make the libraries here. The libraries we, however, need, for example, the capital will do this first. So the next claim has to be for the libraries, because the idea here is to, I think there was some kind of, it was a library here, and then the school or something. Yeah, which gives bonus research for each science and military improvement in this region. So we are going to probably stockpile some stuff in one region to really get the best science output here. Because we know that all science that we make is basically doubled. So if you can create a +5 or 6 science tile here, or area, region, that would be +12, and that's of course massive. And yeah, so it's only a resource shortage currently. Everything else is pretty good. And ooh, our new city is growing. It's going to go for the cows so that we can finally make some plows, because we don't have basically any plows. Ooh, that's good. So before we make a cut here, we can now remove the wine here. And then add that to... No. Who are you? Where are you? Here. Trade agreement. We can get the horses here. 1.7. Oh, 1/7. That's a long time. Sadly, though.
Emissary arrives at your court from a
The
mighty
Celts.
leader
No. We don't care about the Celts anymore. So yeah, we are going to continue this in the next episode. We are going to push another city out. Hopefully, New Obera is already there. And then we have to see if we can expand eastward here. And that would then probably push... hopefully we can do all of this before the next age starts. We do have, I think, like 30 turns left. Maybe a bit more. And we really have to get rank 11, 10 or something. And then if we can snag something from the Celts before they disappear, that would be awesome. If it will be the Celts. But if we can make a war against them and actually defeat them, the prestige reward would probably be worth it. And so that's more or less the calculation here. Grain stores, venison if we have it, and then spices here. Yeah. Of course, what we also do here now is we are expanding our copper production further. I switched this one, that's why it didn't work. I couldn't click there. Yeah, and so this is a metal-free region, more or less, with which we have to survive here. But I think we just need a third army. And then we are good to go. Which means we should look here, because this one, the farms we don't need. We can make another... Do we want to make a bowman though? Let's make another swordsman here. And then we do 2 bowmans On top of that, deploy that in Athena, and then we go east with all of those. And that maybe is enough to sneak in one city. That would be perfect. We have one... We could actually move multiple of those over. I'm not even sure when When is the masterwork done? Do we see that somewhere? Ah, here, in 9 turns. So then probably we are going to pull him out to also put on a military force with which we go east. That is roughly the plan here. Ooh, there's a... I know, that's the one we got. I thought there's another +1 city cap. And... No, these are all bad currently, but they are going to replenish here. We are going to see quite some progress in the next turns though, because everything is stabilizing. We have almost all the iron tools already applied in all the stuff we need. So for example, we do see here the apothecaries are upgraded, the ceramic shops are done. We got everything we can on the dwellings. We don't have any plows for our farms, but it's fine. And then all the stuff here is actually supplied with stuff. And just one loom is missing. And then it's just keeping our cities fed here. So this is really, really working well currently. I hope we can keep it on that path here. Actually, we are going to buy this as well. Yep. I'm not sure why the money income went up now, but who knows. So this will finally get us out of the deficit here. We can see that I built a lot of stone quarries here. That's the only area we have which has a decent stone income. We are going to probably take this tile here as well from Amphilois, because next is going to be the saffron flowers, which we can use for another recipe, which we really want. But now let's make a cut, go into the next episode, and there we are going to finish the antiquities, and let's see what we can do to the Celts. So leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next episode.